All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vash Dota coming at you with a changelog analyzation. Analyzation, that is not a word. Never mind, we're just going to analyze the changelog. I'm joined today here by Choiie. Choiie, what's up?
I'm sitting here with the changelog in front of me and haven't had a chance to play much. So now this comes, and I'm like, oh, I want to do some Dota.
Yeah, I can totally understand. Damn. Too bad you're missing out on Dota, I have to say. Okay,
Yeah,
well, we're going to go through changelog from top to down, and we're going to mention the most outstanding things to us in our mind.
yeah,
Not
and I
so
guess
much
we're
like
gonna
the game.
focus on the competitive changes, and not so much on like the
No.
WC3 Dota
No,
changes.
I
I guess.
agree. I agree. I agree. Well, I mean that means basically Arc Warden. Who cares? Never mind that.
Mm.
Um, Aches, what do you think about it? Counter Helix cooldown is decreased. Is that going to be more viable now in competitive play? We do see him once in a while, not so often, but sometimes as some sort of jungle support, fourth, fifth role position hero.
I feel like I should mention right away that I feel like this changelog is all about like buffing the strengths of heroes that aren't
Mm-hmm.
picked so much,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing for Axe. Like his counter helix is an amazing spell, but he just isn't picked for other reasons. And I mean, some have talked about picking him as a mid hero, like along with heroes like Kunkka, Dragonite have been starting to get picked, and he's a similar hero, like as far as he's a tanky, like dominant mid hero in a way.
Yeah.
So, and I guess Counter Helix is a bit too weak at the moment, so it's a nice change.
It's a nice change, yeah. But then again, I don't
Not
think
not
it's
sure
gonna
how much it's
impact,
gonna.
right? Not too much impact, I
Who knows?
suppose. No. Yeah, Ancient Aberration. Now this, in my opinion, has a huge fucking impact.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like he dropped out of the competitive scene completely, except for one or two pickups in the last 3 or 4 months, I think.
Yeah,
And the
and
huge
always
thing,
support.
yeah, yeah. What do you think about this? I mean, basically the AOE increase of Ice Blast already makes you just um, basically coordinate a team fight more easily, and it's a huge deal in my opinion already. Those 50
Mm.
AOE, and also I think Ice Vortex cooldown decrease is good as well for chasing that kind of stuff. I mean, it
Yeah,
happens a
yeah.
lot, right? And then I do have to say, Aghanim Scepter. Well, that is the question though. Is it going to come into play or not? Because I think that is a huge buff with the Aghanim
Yeah.
Scepter. I mean, duration of 17 seconds. Basically, if you hit a really good Ice Blast, I mean, fuck that.
Mm.
They're not going to push. They're not going to take a team fight. You can just turtle more, or you can do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
they're
You
just
can
gonna die
initiate. Yeah, they're
basically.
just going to die, basically. Yeah, exactly. So that is the question: is he going to be able to farm that Aghanim Scepter ever in competitive play? Not quite sure because he will be
What I'm
taking
what
farm
I'm thinking
away.
he wants to do with this patch with his apparition is making him a mid hero. Actually, I mean
Yeah, that was my
that's
thought
what he's
too.
played as
Yeah,
before, and he's I mean as a support you're never gonna get that items. As a mid hero, like with this Ice Vortex buff, uh, and if he gets the Aghanim's, he's just gonna be like just for his anti push and like just team fight power, and that's why I think he's gonna be picked up as a mid hero like in the next couple of weeks,
yeah, yeah.
hopefully.
They're definitely going to trial him. I think that we're going to see him once or twice. Definitely, like for
Mm.
example, we saw Lion way back in mid once in a while, just because if people wanted to try out how big his impact is with the Lion with the Finger of Death increase he had. I
Yeah.
don't know, a couple of patches ago. It's basically a year ago or something. Didn't work out overall, but maybe they're gonna. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Ancient Operation in mid lane at some point.
Yeah.
We will see. With that Active Scepter, I'm honestly thinking that even maybe heroes like Tidehunter, we go over him later, they're just going to be able to focus and synergize with this hero so well with an Aghanim
Mm.
Scepter,
Mm.
and it's just going to make team fighting so much easier for
Yep.
a team, basically. Well, yeah. So we'll see about that. Really like that a lot of Aghanim Scepters are in this patch, anyways.
Mm.
So yeah, Bat Rider. I mean, slight nerf.
I think it's an interesting nerf because I mean people have been complaining about his Roche strength, and I guess that's what they're nerfing here
Yeah,
with that vision decrease.
yeah.
Because I don't think does Firefly still give full vision.
No,
So I think it's an interesting nerf, but I don't think it's enough really. Because I mean what's broken about him is the sticky napalm, and just the annoyingness of a
turn
hero. And
rate.
flame break doesn't really
Yeah.
change
Okay.
much.
Well, that's true, I guess. I mean, yeah, flame break. I mean, you really have to think about are you going to skill it at all? Because if you are spamming
Yeah.
that sticky napalm and you need firefly and maybe a lasso, your mana pool is going to be pretty low cut in the early
Yeah.
game.
I
And
guess it decreases his killing power like in the very early game, like the
yeah,
first 6 levels. But
probably
after that, once he has the lasso, he doesn't really need flame break to like.
that is
Flame
true.
break makes a bit of difference, but not a huge difference.
Yeah, I
So
guess it's just going to be about not being able to initiate in mid lane so easily with a flame break where you hit your the opponent's hero back and just go for it and maybe get a kill. You're not going to be able to do that easily because of the mana
Yeah.
cost. But who cares? He's still a very OP hero. We'll see if he's still first ban material. I think he still is because it's bad weather.
Probably.
Yeah. Beastmaster, Greater Hawk, fate time decreased, not too big. I mean, 5 to 4 seconds, still a
Nice
lot
change,
of time.
but nothing huge.
Yeah, nothing huge. I mean, it's nice for Beastmaster players, sure, and he's being played quite a bit recently, so I think nothing's gonna change there. Bloodseeker, now honestly, maybe we have a new meta here.
He's like a hero, you can just buff him forever, and nobody's gonna pick him, and then suddenly someone's gonna pick him and just
and
like
then
blow
just
it out.
rape. It's gonna be the new Nakes, maybe. We'll see. Well, basically, what happened here is that what minor sort of change is that Blood Rage dispels what am I trying to say? Like,
well, your buffs or what?
Yeah, basically. And that is for me not a huge change. The huge change for me now is that the bonus armor with the thirst, when you're sort of on your thirst and you're hunting whatever, that armor increase is just huge because that makes you just so much tankier. And when you get that kill, you regenerate once again, life and everything, and then you're fine. You have a lot of armor, you have your life, and then you can just walk away or do whatever you want to do. And then again, the rupture is like the huge thing about this hero now. I mean, the rupture does damage no matter what. I mean, come on, what the fuck? It goes through magic immunity. I mean, that basically means it goes through BKB too, right?
Yeah, but I feel like this is absolutely. But I think the thing is here, it's the same thing as Axe. You buff his strengths, but you don't do anything about his weaknesses. And the problem is that he's just gonna get like, even with this extra armor, he's still gonna get kited in like an actual team fight. He's just good for chasing, and that's not what teams want to do at the moment, in my opinion.
Okay, that is, I guess that is true. Plus, we're having ever more so this perfect sort of play coming out of teams, and they're just executing very well. And I guess in that regard, Bloodseeker is not the best hero. But then again, he might be a good counter to heroes as, for example, maybe a Nyx. I don't know. It might be, and it's viable. It's like an anti-mage. I mean, he was played once or twice. I saw that like a year or 2 years ago as a counter to anti-mage, with Rapture and then Blink and obviously, but but I guess it's still situational pick and maybe going to be picked up, maybe not. We'll see. I do think that we will see him once or twice in competitive meta in the next couple.
Definitely possible, yeah.
Bounty Hunter. I mean, that's a nice thing. I mean, reduce mana cost. Why not? It's gonna
make
him, maybe a little bit more viable on offlane again. But then again, still a hero that is royally screwed once you have sentries, and every pro team just picks up sentries right away, and then
and just push him out.
Basically Bounty Hunter still sort of out of meta. Bristleback. Well, we haven't seen him yet really in the competitive scene, as far as I'm concerned.
And at the same, I don't think this is going to make much difference.
No,
just if someone finds a strategy that works with him. So
yeah, exactly. Still waiting on that carry to be played at some point, like in the good old Dota one. Broodmother. Now, I do think this is maybe a buff that might give her some playtime once again on the offlane.
I think a lot of people neglected her. I mean, a lot of people have been saying how strong she is and still don't pick her. And I think that's the biggest thing is just the bounty from the spiderlings.
Yeah, basically, exactly. And now that she got buffed even more, I guess that you can neglect the fact that there's still a huge bounty on the spiderlings. Simply because, I mean, seriously, the miss chance on level 1, 30% is huge. That is fucking insane. 60% on level 4. I mean, we're talking about 60% miss chance. That is insane, actually. In my opinion.
Definitely.
Obviously, it's only for one versus one, whoever you bite and everything. But
I mean, she's a hero that can pick up that orchid and survive the offlane. But she's a bit too easy to shut down as well. So true. I'm not sure what kind of. I mean, she's a split pushing hero, and heroes like Fury just do her job so much better. So.
I mean, she's still situational, right? But we have seen, for example, E.G. Bamboo play her once or twice in the recent 2 or 3 weeks. So, might see some more time of Broodmother for sure. Centaur War Chief, Captain's Mode, what do you think? Gonna be picked?
Not sure, really. Not sure. I'm not sure what role you want him in. Like, does he work as a support, like in Earthshaker or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I figure out. Well, what I figure out is basically more or less he's gonna work as some sort of Axe-ish. Plus minus, maybe farm woods here and there, come out with a gank, sort of have a good ultimate for late game and for survivability, sort of like a treant living armor that gives whatever lane you need it right now, sort of that that escape mechanism or that initiation mechanism. I don't know.
Mm.
It's really situational. I don't know. I really can't say either. It's gonna be hard to. We'll see. I mean, he has burst damage, right?
Yeah,
Huge burst
that's
damage. But then again,
mm.
he's sort of a one-hit wonder. He goes in early game, stomps, then
Yeah.
uses edge damage, whatever it's called again. Forgot the skill
Mm.
name again. And then he's already HP wise, he's already royally screwed if there's going to be some focus. But then again, he's a tank, so
We'll
we'll
see.
see. Maybe some sort of X. Clinks, nah, nothing too huge. Sure, cooldown decreased. Why not? Give him a bit more time again in that offlane because he's same as Bounty Hunter. He's been sort of shut down easily recently and not being picked up in the meta anymore because people don't value him that much anymore. I don't know if this is
I'm
gonna.
gonna be right back.
Yeah.
So you keep going.
Sure. Well, next one is Clockwork Goblin. Actually, Powercox no longer knocks back magic immune units. Now that actually is a huge deal because basically this is a pick that was a counter pick to Nakes, more or less. Magic immune units. Obviously, if you rage with Nakes, Powercox was still a perfect block against Nakes, against other heroes with BKBs. You just set the perfect Powercox and nobody can chase you, nobody can initiate into you, go up choke, go down choke, whatever you want to do with that Powercox is a huge deal in my opinion. That's no longer knocking back magic immune units. Not quite sure why that is. Maybe because there's also a BKB nerf that came into this version, like ultra late game, 4 seconds BKB, maybe not enough. Maybe sort of, maybe correlates with that overall. I'm not quite sure why he nerfed Clockwork Goblin. I mean, he's an annoying hero to play. Then again, he doesn't get picked up too much in competitive games, so I don't think there's really a nerf needed for him. But hey, what gives? Who cares? Crystal Maiden. Now this is a hero that hasn't been played a lot. Obviously, Aghanim's Freezing Field. That reduction is pretty imbalanced in my opinion. Minus 50 attack speed. But the thing is, you're not gonna farm Crystal Maiden and Aghanim's. No fucking way. Same, obviously with the Freezing Field Explosion AoE. It's a nice buff for pub games, for example, if you just go for Crystal Maiden with Aghanim's or whatever, solo mid or whatever. But anyways, Brilliance Hour is not a huge buff. It is a buff, but I don't think it's valuable enough to get it back into the meta, simply because Crystal Maiden still moves as slow as, basically a cucumber, more or less. It just doesn't move at all, and so basically Crystal Maiden still has the problem of being not really has no survivability, is still really slow, and basically her nukes, I mean, they still don't cut it for her right now, so I don't think this is a buff that could.
I am back.
You're back? Nice, okay.
So basically, Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden, I said not back into meta because, nice pup build with Aghanim
Yeah.
Freezing
Here's
Field.
I heard it. Here's where I feel like the patch maybe like, I don't know, because the thing is, Crystal Maiden, you buff her ultimate, which is like her ultimately worst spell. You don't even spell it. Like if you play Crystal Maiden, right?
Yeah.
You never get Aghanims. No way at all.
No.
And then you have the Brilliance Aura, which is like nice for like 2 levels in the early game, and then it's just completely useless.
But
and
if you skill
with the hero still available, why would you ever pick Crystal Maiden? Like, even with its changes. And here's what I feel like Brilliance Aura should be completely reworked, like somehow. Like make it like scale a little bit into the late game, just something.
Something,
I agree. Make her a bit useful, because I mean, call it Chakra Magic. It gives, what's the deal? 300 mana, 250? I don't know.
Yeah, too much.
Still a lot of mana in the late game. It's an instant mana burst.
Yeah.
And here you get 2.5. Like it's nothing. Yeah. So I feel like Crystal Maiden this is a weak change in my opinion.
No, in my opinion, exactly. I agree. I mean, basically, if you skill Brilliance Hour early game, sure, it's gonna give you the aura, but then you don't have the nukes. And the thing is, Crystal Maiden without the nukes and just the Brilliance Hour is not gonna do shit for you in a tri lane. I mean, seriously. So basically, this is still, she has still huge problems. Maybe buff her movement speed, maybe buff her animations, her cast animation. I don't know, something like that, because she has huge problems otherwise. Darkseer vacuum cooldown increased, slight nerf. I don't know, it doesn't really.
I think it should have been huge nerf the Iron Shell in my opinion, but
this doesn't affect anything in my opinion. I mean, you just time it better and you don't use it over hastily, which you shouldn't anyways. Dazzle, Shadow Weave target count increased. No, it's a nice buff. It's really nice. Shallow Grave can now be targeted on magic immune allies. That is basically somebody pops BKB and you can still fucking give him Shallow Grave. Pretty OP in my opinion. Right?
It's nice, but still, I feel he's a weak hero in the lane. He's been picked a few times for, I
think for exactly. Yeah, you're right. He's too weak. He's not going to be picked up all the time. But situational pick wise, with an armor strat, with something where you have high tank heroes on the other side, where you need that minus armor, where you need to be able to just cut down through that with the ultimate and everything. I think he's a nice pickup once in a while. with maybe Slaughter or whatever, whichever, or TA. He synergizes well with TA anyways.
Yeah.
Um,
Minor Probilos buffs here.
yeah, nice. I like that
Huge.
silence. I mean, that AoE is pretty huge now on level 1. Basically gives her the opportunity to just skill silence once with level, I
Yeah.
don't know, 8 or with even level, even in
Mm.
between. The move bonus is pretty nice as well. She's going to be freaking fast. I mean, seriously. Maybe she's going to see some more time because she has dropped out of the scene completely.
Yeah, and I think she's a hero that's gonna get stronger in the mid game and in the mid lane now.
Yeah.
Considering the bottle buff, the bottle nerf. So
Bottle nerf and the silence in addition to that. Yeah, basically, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And that's going to be a huge deal. We're going to talk about that probably more than about everything. So let's just rush through. Disruptor, going to be back into the meta probably since he's being picked up already a few times. Thunderstrike now does 4 strikes overall. It's a damage buff as far as I'm concerned on level 4, right? Overall, and sure, it's a nice thing. The AoE increased a little bit. I mean, nothing too huge, but why not? He's being picked up already right now, once in a while. Now, Doombringer! Goddamn, we have to talk about this motherfucker, seriously. Doom now disables like a whole load of passives.
I think the thing is he
Backtrack
disables everything
dispersion.
now.
What?
It didn't used to disable everything. Now it disables everything.
Yeah, basically, exactly. In my opinion, nice, especially that juxtaposed. I mean, obviously, if you Doom a Phantom Lancer, normally they naturally just run away. However, in a real competitive game, I don't think he's going to run away. He's going to try to proc, and now he can't do that shit anymore. Especially with Spectre being picked up as well, and Dispersion not working anymore. Really nice thing here. That is, in my opinion, a nice.
And also get Nyx actually. I didn't realize the feast.
Yeah,
but
the feast. That is a huge deal against Nyx. I mean, what's Nyx going to do? God damn it! You just doom him, and he's going to not life leech. What? He needs to buy Vladimir's now? No.
I think that's disabled too, though.
yeah, I agree. It's disabled too, so never mind. But yeah. So, what do you think about the Scepter?
It's like the coolest thing I've ever seen, but
Yeah, but
I'm not sure how much difference it's gonna make.
Yeah, it's more
just
like
it's just up to people finding a way of like actually making Doom work.
Yeah, and they do right now already. I mean, Chinese have picked him up quite a few times recently. I think it was Rattlesnake that picked him up in the East qualifier a few times, and they made him work. Really.
I think the problem though with Aghanims is that you don't really want it on Doom. Like it's a nice pickup, of course, but it's not like
no, it's not
just a minor tankiness and minor. I mean, you need something like a Shiva's Guard or an AC or something like huge auras.
Yeah, you need to make him survivability because he still is the tank that right clicks overall, sure, once in a while, but then again, he is still the tank in the team, right? Now, I do feel, however, that in pubs this is going to be really funny, just people running after people that are doomed, like just to stay within that 55 range. Hilarious, but yeah, never mind about that. But then again, I do think Doom's gonna get some more time, especially with the disabled feast and everything. I'm pretty sure about that.
Dragon Knight.
Yeah, Dragon Knight, corrosive breath. Well,
not too much to talk about, really. I mean, it's just he's a hero's being picked a lot, and now he's gonna be picked more.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just gonna be at the skill ulti at level 11.
Yeah, at level 11, he's gonna scale a little bit harder already mid game, therefore, and it's gonna be nice. Jaw Ranger, a little bit of True Shot aura increase. I mean, maybe she's going to be picked up a little bit more, but she still has the problem that once you initiate her or she's out of position, she just flat out dies.
Yeah, I feel like the times she's been picked up, like in the qualifiers, she's just been shut down, like in a try versus try, like every single time.
Yeah.
And
exactly. Well, yeah, let's move on. Earthshaker, turn rate improved. Sure, why not? It's nice. Fissure range increased. Nice as well. I mean, 1,300 is a bit more than 1,200, right? I mean, that's quite something. And then Echo Slam, maybe the best counter now to PL. Like, really? Because
yeah, with Aghanims though.
Yeah. Well, no, not only with Aghanims, generally. Like in general, like it does increase it, but with Aghanim Scepter it does extra damage as well, right? So it's like it still considers illusions already before that as heroes, but then again, if you get Scepter, obviously it increases by a lot more. Well, yeah. Anyways, I do think maybe some people are gonna sort of give him some farm priority and play him against the PL in case he's getting picked up. But then again, PL isn't getting out of meta anyway, so I don't know about that one. Earthshaker is still a turtle hero that Chinese people like to play. Ember Spirit, don't need to talk about that guy. Enchantress, yeah, well,
I guess.
It's
gonna make those farming annoying minus Enchantress even more annoying.
Exactly.
I think it's
yeah, whatever. Nigma, now I do think that Nigma maybe is gonna get some more time because Malefice is working differently now. Instead of just stunning once, no, I think twice on level 1, right? No, once on level 1. Yeah, exactly. It's always done 3 times now, right? Every single time, and that is just a huge deal. Even though the damage got reduced on the first few levels, and it's just It's I think it's bigger scaling at level. If you get a level 3 Malefice, then it's already more damage than before. Sure, it's a nice buff, but I think that the really huge deal about this is actually the 3 ticks from level 1. That makes you be able to gank really easily on level 1. Then again, are you gonna really gank a lot if you run a Enigma in your woods? I mean, in that case, you're betting on an off lane, right? So you don't have troubles with your woods and with
I
your
feel like
lane.
Enigma is just such a huge sacrifice in the laning stage that
Yeah.
we're gonna have to see how the metagame shapes up right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it was the current metagame, I don't think this change would have changed much. So we're just gonna have to see how it works out as far as laning goes, like in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. So next hero.
Tristan. No, Goblin Shredder.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Timbersaw. No.
Yeah, Timbersaw.
He's in Captain's mode, right?
He is in Captain's mode, yes.
Nice. And it's pretty decent stuff, I guess. So we have to see. I mean, he has been picked up in the offlane, right?
Once in a while, yeah. That was.
I think it's cool. We're just gonna have to see if people.
I'd really like to see him because he has a really nice chasing power, nice generally tank power as well, and everything. But yeah, but we'll see if it's gonna work out. Well,
Gyro, minor nerf.
Minor nerf. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to flash farm that easily. The waves. I mean, 20 seconds to 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a complete wave. Basically, you need to wait a whole wave until you can use it again.
I still feel like flat cannons, like late game power, should be nerfed and not like this because the thing is, Gyrocopter right now he was designed as a mid game like ganker hero, right? And right now he's just like this hugest, hardest carry in the game just because he can hit everyone with like Divine Rapier. And if you instead would have gone for something like making a damage fall off, like in the AoE of the flat cannon, I think that would have been a better nerf because
or maybe max hit target.
He should be strong in the mid game, but he shouldn't be the strongest hero in the late game. That's my opinion on Gyrocopter.
Yeah. Still a Pete skill for sure. I don't think it's a huge nerf, and I agree. He's just not gonna be able to flash farm that easily. Woods and lane. Yeah, basically that's it. Husker, don't know.
He's been hugely buffed.
He's been hugely buffed. I agree. Do you think it's gonna be enough to bring him back into meta?
I'm not sure. I mean, the problem with Husker is that you go down to low HP, a nuke, and you're dead.
Yeah, you get a
nuke.
Now it has
someone said that it's 97. Well, it is. If you don't 3% of your HP, you have 97% magic resistance.
And that is true. You can't just nuke him down. So basically, you need to right click him down, and that's going to be fucking hard if he's life leeching with his fucking attacks basically, which is attacking like a crazy maniac.
And also they nerfed his base strength, which means like, well, if you get more Gauntlets of Strength right now, the 6 Gauntlets of Strength build.
yeah, I do know that one. That's fucking annoying. Yeah. Yeah, it might be enough to see maybe as a mid lane against certain heroes. Not quite sure about that yet, though. I mean, since Crow got removed, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But he got removed from Captain's mode, so never mind about that, actually. I just saw it. So shit happens. Maybe at some point. Invoker? Nah, yeah.
It's just if the Crow proves to make him useful again, because he's just been useless with Crow available, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's just going to be the big difference.
Yeah.
Wisp.
Wisp, Spirits no longer provide vision. Yeah, it's a good buff. Nerf, I think, on Wisp, right?
Yeah. I think
it's decent. We'll see if it's gonna be still first ban material. Still annoying here to play against, and he has.
I just feel like that is like the change that like breaks the neck of the camel or whatever you say.
Yeah.
It's like if you already an OP hero and then suddenly you get vision as well in huge AoE. I mean. I think it's nice.
I see your point. Juggernaut. Yeah, it's a nice. Yeah, Juggernaut. Yeah, no Thompson zombies. Okay, good. Pick him against Undying.
nice nerf.
Yeah, nice nerf as well. He's gonna be squishy as fuck. I mean, seriously.
This is interesting. Kunga. Why did they buff him right now? Like he's been picked every single time, and he's been hugely buffed now.
Yeah. Not quite sure. Maybe because only Sing Sing plays him.
Well, Chinese scene, everybody picks him.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
you need every single game.
Yeah, that's true. Chinese gonna have fun with this hero now. And I think it's going to be annoying to play against him.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, huge ships, we like those, so I guess it's fine. Commander. Not in Dota.
Who cares? Lich's gonna hurt your Chain Frost. Oh, Jesus fucking mother. This Lich is gonna be back into meta, I'm for sure. Like, seriously, I do think it's gonna be back.
Yeah.
I mean, bounce increase from 7 to 10, I mean, fucking goddamn. Okay, Lich's not gonna hurt your mana, he's gonna hurt your fucking soul with his Chain Frost bounces. Jesus mother. Yeah, so nothing more to talk about it, I think. I think it's a really nice buff for him to get back into meta. Lifestealer, Open Wounds, cast range decreased. Huge nerf. Huge. mean, that means level 1 open wounds, you can't just initiate on somebody. You need to be basically in melee range. I mean, what the fuck?
I think this is actually a perfect nerf for
Yeah, perfect
Lifestealer
nerf.
because that's just where he just gets OP because he can just win the lane so easily.
Yeah,
And
and he
now,
can win early and mid game as well, not
yeah,
just the
yeah,
laning phase. So, and now he can't really. He can't initiate. There's no way for Lifestealer to get anywhere. And now maybe heroes like Titan are gonna get more valuable against because they give that initiation. I don't think. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, I guess. Never mind. Yeah. So
Lina, minor,
Lina, yeah, minor, no.
no big deal. She's been picked up a bit, and I guess it's a minor buff to her
Yeah,
early game
I
strength.
mean,
So
those
cool.
last hits that fly out from like beyond beyond any range that you could
Yeah.
imagine gonna be more annoying now, but whatever. Line,
Okay, so Lion.
yeah, Lion. Let's
Second, what is that with Aghanims? 1100 damage or something.
yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, 20 seconds. I mean, I think it's still pop more like. I don't know. Do you think? I really hope he's going to be played solo mid again, but I don't know if it's enough to actually bring him back into solo mid.
I feel like Mana Brain is like a broken spell, and it's even more broken now. So
That is true. Yeah, I mean, god damn it, it doesn't break until
never breaks.
yeah.
I mean, as against a hero like the Sven or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
They never had a single mana point. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I would love to see him back into solo mid because that was something I love to see, especially when Demon or whoever like played him solo mid. Fucking fun to see. But yeah,
Still, I love this. This is
love
great.
this as well, man. But you know what? I heard that Armnet is now working on Lone Druid properly, as in not that HP drain, but also the whole attack speed thing and everything. So what I'm saying is basically the HP drained by Armnet is really nice because Spirit Bear now really has to be microed to
Yeah,
get it active, right?
but it still has the same effects, right?
Yeah, it still has the same effects, except that the attack speed, I think there was buggy and it didn't really work 100%. So now it's actually fixed and it works really well, and I think it's a buff in that regard.
Yeah,
But not quite sure. And I mean, sure, yeah, I mean, Chinese are gonna play him for sure because they can just fucking micro out the shit out of people. I don't know if we'll see if Admiral Bulldog is gonna play him anymore. And also the thing that is really huge in my opinion is it's like Brute Mother sort of, the bounty increase 100 to 300. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge feat. I don't know if it's gonna be justified.
Like, especially in the early game, you can't really throw away the bear. Like in the late game, 200 extra gold, it's not a huge deal. But in the very early game, I mean, a lot of people just throw away their bear in order to creep skip and stuff.
Yeah.
And now they can't do that because if it dies,
that's like free flying chicken plus wards, basically, more or less. Yeah, not completely, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of arenas, who cares, not going to be added, I think, for this.
He's going to be added soon, I think. He's in the files.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. So you think before international? That would be...
He's not going to be in the CM pool.
Yeah,
no way.
Okay. Lycanthrope? Yeah, nice. Sure,
minor.
For early game, minor. You can...
And this Minotaur, I don't really understand this. I mean, sure, the damage is strong about the RP, but I feel like
the problem is not the damage, actually, right?
I feel like the problem with Magnus is everything about the RP damage. Like, he has a low CD ultimate, which stuns for, 4 seconds? And he has...
3, or... Yeah, 3.
Yeah, well, and he has just that huge combo where he can kill an entire team. Yeah. Just RP, Empower, 2 data losses and a Divine, and it's like a Rampage. And no other hero can do that kind of setup into huge kill, and that's what makes him so retarded, along with Shock.
But you don't think that the reverse polarity damage is the main issue here with the hero, right? Is that right? Or you think it is the actually main
No, I don't think so. I think the problem is just the everything else.
Yeah, okay, like the way that the hero works, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So you don't think this is a nerf that is actually hitting him at all? I don't think so either.
It hits him, of course, but I mean...
But not... I mean,
well, the boss nerf is bigger, but...
I mean, imagine a gank on level 6. Heroes are between 500 and 650 HP. So you go in there, drop reverse polarity, normally 150 HP, plus a skewer, plus a shockwave is an instant kill.
Okay, yeah, that's true, actually.
So now I guess 100 damage less is sort of a deal. Then again, like you said, I don't think this is a huge issue. I mean, sure, in the early game he's going to lose a little bit of effectiveness, which might be good because that's where you get the momentum from. Medusa, huge change with the Stone Gaze that you actually can be stunned if you're staying in her fucking sight for 2 seconds. I mean...
Still, I don't know, Medusa. See you in 45 minutes.
She's removed anyways from Captain's Mode, so never mind about that. But I think it's an interesting change. Meepo? Yeah.
Cool. No big, huge deal. Mirana, huge buff. I love this. Mirana, my favorite hero.
100 extra damage when you get a really good distance on it, like basically 5-second arrow, 5-second stun arrow, like max range more or less, is now 100 extra damage. That is huge with the damage of the arrow anyways, because it does a sick amount of damage early game. Really nice nuke in that regard. And if you now play her right, she might be even valid as a support. I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
and Moonlight Shadow, I feel like it's already an OP spell, and now we nerf the buff the cooldown.
Yeah,
It's even better.
That's really annoying for late game as well. I mean, that Moonless Shadow.
Yeah, and it's like 15 seconds
Yeah.
in this or something.
Yeah, exactly. So really
Starfall as
nice.
well.
Starfall
Nice
also,
buff.
yeah, yeah.
So
She's gonna be
sweet.
valid more, I guess. But I heard some pro players say that they actually wanted a buff on maybe a little bit on the base attack damage, and maybe a bit on the animation itself. But the buff that is enough right now for sure.
Yeah.
Morphling gonna be back into meta, I think, because base attack time improved from 1.7
Yeah,
to
it's not
1.6.
huge. I mean, he's already a strong hero in my
Plus the
opinion.
Lincolns, we're gonna come to that in a second. I mean, the
Yeah.
cooldown got I think 5 seconds off, right, or 3.
Oh, really? Okay, I
Lincoln's
didn't see that.
cooldown. We'll see about it later. So he's gonna be more valid again, and I do think we're gonna see more, right?
Naga buff, cool. Nice split push.
Yeah, sure. Chenny's gonna play him.
Yeah,
Necrolite,
that's-
motherfucker. This is a son of a bitch. I mean, seriously. Just imagine Necrolite. Okay, scenario: you play a 4+1 strat, right? You have one carry, you have 4 people protecting that one carry. That carry gets huge fucking farm, like an Animage, for example. And he just rapes the whole team. But then, here comes Necrolite. He's just gonna ult it. Doesn't matter if he kills him or not, as long as he gets killed during that duration of the Reaper's Guide.
Yeah.
And then it's a kill for
That's
Necrolite.
basically for Necrolite and no buyback.
No buyback if you have that. That is sick. We will see if people are going to go for the Aghanim Scepter, because that would be fucking hilarious. I mean, seriously.
China is like buyback Dota right now, right? So in China, definitely gonna pick every single game.
Yeah. I mean, you still need Aghanims, right? But still, I mean, in my opinion, it's a hero you definitely can get Aghanims on, and you can maybe prioritize this farm and play maybe as a safe lane carry sort of setup with an aggressive try or something. I don't know.
Sure.
The Ruben SSN burn nerf is fine. Damage as well. I think it's good because he's definitely not valid in solo mid anymore. But then again, Carapace still is one of the most annoying skills in the game. So I think it's the wrong sort of nerf. Well, I'm not sure actually. It's fine. It's a step.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't really. I think that's probably it. Doesn't remove his annoyingness with the Invis and the Carapace and the Impale. I mean.
Yeah, it's still so much to control in the game.
Yeah. I think they should have nerfed like given Carapace like so it doesn't stun everyone, just stun like two or three targets or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Night Sucker.
Not huge, but
no, not huge, but it's okay. I mean, maybe a bit more valid. On Prozine, maybe it's gonna matter a little bit more than 15.
Thing is, in the first night, don't you usually scale up so you have level 3 or 4 of 100 knights?
Yeah, level 2.
Depending
maybe if you get silence or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get one level of silence, you can only skill it on level 1 if you're level 7 at the first night time.
That's true.
But if you skip silence, you can go for 200 in a night, which would be not too well. We'll see. I mean, every bit matters sometimes in the Prozine because they play perfect play, right? So it's hard to say. I feel it's something. It's something.
Okay, Outworld Devourer.
Yeah, who cares? Movement speed increase, nice.
But he's been a mech carrier in the watching scene for a bit.
Yeah.
It's cool, but not a massive deal.
Ogre Magi, I feel that is a buff that might make his skill build a little bit different, because recently people have just ignored Ignite when he was picked up in competitive and just worked him with the Lone Druid with the Bloodlust max, right? And didn't even pick up Ignite, or maybe as a slow level 1. Now with the DPS, that is nothing to actually. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Aghanim, Omni Knight.
Aghanim, Omni Knight. I mean, Guardian Angel becomes global and affects building, so basically a free glyph of fortification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking, bro, but this is definitely a hero you can play solo mid now and get an Aghanim Scepter on. For sure. Like, for fuck's sake. I mean, God, Guardian Angel AoE becomes global. I mean, what the fuck? You just don't, you don't even need to position well.
The glyph part is the biggest thing.
In addition to that, I mean, that's just, six thing in my opinion. Of course, you still need Aghanim Scepter, which is always the thing. Get it or not get it. Always is a lot of farm there. But still, I think might be picked up here and there for that reason. Panda. Now the thing is that I mean, the Primal Spit units are like correlated now to your Drunken Brawler, right? And I guess the other thing is that the Fire Panda doesn't upgrade with Aghanims. But apparently, I heard that that doesn't matter, because with the Drunken Brawler, your Fire Panda, or actually all your Pandas, they increase overall with your Aghanim Scepter on level 3, and you get more damage output overall, and they're more OP.
I also think that I think it's a nice change, because I mean the problem with Panda is Aghanims is a bit underpowered just because you kill the Pandas, and right now it's a it's a minor buff to damage and a minor buff to survivability of the
Mhm.
pandas. So
Yeah.
I think it's a cool
Yeah.
change. And I mean, Aghanim's is still viable just because
Yeah,
of
for
that
sure,
duration.
for sure. So yeah, a nice buff. He's gonna be picked up here and there again.
Yeah,
Phantom Assassin, yeah, okay, make
nice.
her more annoying. Nice. She's gonna be picked up for sure now that Loda has introduced her into meta already, and Chinese are
Yeah,
playing her left and right
yeah.
everywhere. Phantom Lancer. I don't know if the damage really was a problem with the illusions, in my opinion. 25 to 20% nerf. In my opinion, it's just the combination of having a diffusal blade on there and just increasing the damage by that.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting that they didn't nerf the diffusal blade because
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't know why the fuck they didn't. Phoenix, who cares? Pudge, strength bonus increased. Sure, he's gonna be picked up here and there. 2.5 is a huge deal on level 3.
I want to see now they're picking by the TI3. Like,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't.
surprise pick, last pick maybe Pudge
Yeah,
on Dandy, for example, because last pick has gotten more value because the whole
that's
captain's
true.
mode
Okay,
thing
okay,
has
okay.
changed, right? So we'll see about that.
Yeah,
Pugna, yeah, nice pushing power with maybe a Leshrac or something like that. I
yeah.
mean, sure, 50% is nice.
Squishy though. So.
Yeah, Squishy's still
But
still
I mean, she's a hero, or it's a hero that doesn't like
yeah,
doesn't really mind the bulk row,
yeah,
doesn't bulk row a lot, and with this, I guess it's a bit of improvement of her mid.
yeah,
It's mid.
yeah.
I will say it's
Mid.
her, but it's not. I think.
Yeah, sure. Well, Razor might be played a little bit more as counters to hard carries now.
Yeah.
Since I have the Storm is dealing so much more damage because of the decreased strike interval. Obviously, that is a huge deal in my opinion.
I mean, he's a nice pickup against like heroes like Nakes,
Yeah.
especially, but also against like Dragonites
Mhm.
and those kind of melee slash.
I mean, level 1 already 30 seconds. You can just run and run and run, and
Yeah.
that's nice. In my opinion. I mean, not too huge, but in my opinion, yeah, he's gonna see the light of the competitive play once in a while.
Yeah.
Ricky Maru, I don't know, sure.
I just want to see Ricky Wisp.
Ricky
That's all I
Wisp,
want.
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
It's not amazing.
Yeah.
The
Sand
thing
King?
is, when you TP in with a Wisp, you don't see the invis hero, so it's just gonna look like an
Solo
alone.
Wisp, yeah, that's funny, yeah.
Yeah, and suddenly
It's like a Weaver, it's fucking annoying, I mean, seriously. But yeah, Sand King, Invisibility Fate is really nice in my opinion. It's always 1.5 seconds, that's just a huge deal. As
Yeah.
well as a smooth damage interval. He's gonna be picked up more for offlane maybe again, in my opinion. But then again,
Yeah,
can get
especially
countered a lot.
I think Western scene has neglected him, right, as a like trident support, but
Yeah.
he's gonna be picked as a trident support.
Cinnamon played him as his trident support recently.
Mm.
With mouse sports.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon,
Nice nerf.
nice
Sweet.
nerf, yeah. I mean, he's not the OP support anymore without that vision. It's not gonna lock onto your hero. It's not gonna give you the vision. That's a huge deal in my opinion. Shadow Fiend, Requiem of Soul slow, rescaled from 50. It's always 20%. It's a nice early game level 6. What I love about this is actually that the damage reduction increased to 50 fucking percent. Basically, now Shadow Fiend with dagger with BKB just hitting off the ultimate in the beginning of a fight is so OP in my opinion.
And also, it's like 9 seconds or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like the thing is, 50% damage reduction, right? In a battle, right in the beginning. That just means your whole team gets buffed so much. And in my opinion, it's a huge deal to play the Shadow Fiend on dagger once again with that Black King bar behind that. I mean, we have seen him being played as a hard carry recently for mouse sports once in a while and stuff. I don't like that as much. I think we're gonna see SF solo mid again, especially because Bottle Crow got less effective, and so he's a hero that once again is going to shine if there's enough of warding going on, and he's not going to get ganked by smoke ganks because you know he can just last it, and once in a while he's going to go for a rune maybe, and he can push out the wave really fast and just flash farm it and then just secure the rune, that kind of shit. Yeah, overall I think we might see him once in a while again in solo mid.
Cool. Rasta, slight Aghanim buff. I don't know, he's never gonna get that shit.
No, never gonna get that shit. Silencer, same thing. Aghanim Scepter, haven't seen it a lot on him. It's sure it's nice as Curse of Silent falls with it, but then again you just get BKB and then Curse of the Silent doesn't do anything.
Yeah, why should you get Aghanims on the silencer?
No,
like
I agree.
that here does not benefit from anything about.
Yeah, who cares?
That here. But,
yeah.
Okay, Skeleton King.
Well, one thing I have to know
him
though. Wait, one thing. Gold Signs now get sleeping units,
thing.
right? So basically that means with a Naga, maybe some interesting setup combination going with Naga Song of Sign. Well, who cares? It's a minor thing. Skeleton King, yeah. I mean, what do you say? I mean, that critical strike looks like a little bit of a fuck thing. I don't know. HP drain. I mean, what the hell is this? What is this? Like, what is this actually? You can use critical strike and then you can just HP drain. I mean, the fuck is that?
Yeah. Well, not with the hit. I think it's just you activate on someone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have no idea how it's
gonna
work.
I need to test that in War 3 before actually giving something that's louder. I like it. Magical to physical.
I like Starter.
Yeah, gonna be valid against BKB more now with that physical bash. Or actually, yeah, bash goes through BKB now, right?
Yeah.
Because it didn't before.
Well, it always did, but the damage didn't.
Oh,
So
okay, damage. Yeah, okay.
additional damage from him.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Sniper.
Sniper, nice, sure, nice
Is
AOE, but not
just a
enough.
bit of a throw problem that he doesn't really
Yeah,
work in lane.
yeah. Charge of
Spirit
Darkness,
Breaker.
that's nice.
I feel like Spirit Breaker should be picked up more, just because that it's so hard to deal with that, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah.
And I mean,
With an early
imagine
gem,
Spirit Breaker
yeah.
with something like a Wisp or something. I don't
Like
know.
that, yeah.
I wanna
That's an
see that
interesting.
shit.
That's an interesting thing. Spirit Breaker, Wisp, and maybe plus X here because Spirit Breaker can, in theory, be at any point, anywhere. Just smoke up and Charge of Darkness. Works well. Yeah, Storm Spirit, cooldown. Yeah, sure. I mean, nothing huge in my opinion.
No, he's still gonna be picked up.
Yeah, still gonna be picked up. He still has minor weaknesses and minor buffs.
And I guess he's been even stronger in the mid right now. He's using mid hero even without the Velcro, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. In my opinion, yes, because the way that people played him recently was not necessarily. Well, the problem is earlier you went in for 1 and then max like 1 and then you went 2-2-2 and with 1 overload because with Electric Vortex on level 3 you can pull him into your static remnant and therefore you get you just do Vortex, hit him once, you get that overload damage and you have your static up, you hit him again and pulls him into the static and then you can hit him again and that kind of shit. And basically that combination works really well now again and it actually is effective again since you don't need to bottle crow and don't need to flash farm with your bottle, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see if people are actually going to neglect bottle crow completely. I don't know, maybe they're not. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to say. Town Chieftain, is he in the captain's mode actually?
I'm not sure in Dota 2. I don't think he is. Actually.
Yeah, because I mean, 100% aura of natural order, basically giving you 100% reduction of the enemy's magic resistance and physical resistance. I mean, that
is huge.
That is some
with some hero like a Magnus or something.
Yeah,
who knows?
I have no idea what he thought about that one. Maybe just I don't even know. Turbo Bears, Tidehunter? Yeah, nice. I love that. Level 1025 AOE. Good stuff. We're gonna see him again.
I still don't think he's the strongest Magnus though. I mean, he has the stronger ganking power in the early game, I suppose.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's more viable again as a support hero, just to have that initiation / combo breaker / ulti fight combination, whatever.
Yeah,
since 1025 is an easy hit on level 6 as well. Maybe people are gonna value him again and just see like, oh, he's still a good hero. We don't know why the fuck he fell out of meta. That's actually the thing I'm wondering about.
Tiny. Real huge place.
Yeah. And toss the units to runes, maybe as a support in mid lane, just securing the runes. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, Trent. It's a minor thing.
Yeah.
I still think he's not completely useless anymore. So.
Yeah, no, he's not. I mean, he's been played
at least
evermore.
She doesn't why you pick him up. So.
People know how to play him well and in what situation to pick him, and that's just working well. Tor Warlord, I like.
Huge. I don't know why. Really.
Yeah, well, that's true. Actually, I don't know. Well, maybe for pub games.
Oh, he isn't in. He is in CM Dota 2, right?
I don't think so. Actually, okay. I don't think he ever. Well, actually, that is a good question. In Dota 1, I know that he wasn't for a long while. The thing is, I think it's maybe just a pub measure because I don't know. Okay. Who cares? Tusker, yeah, maybe a bit more Yankee-ish. Maybe roaming more. Cooldown decrease. I don't know. Nothing huge. Undying, Soul Ripped, cast range. Nothing huge in my opinion, but okay.
It's slightly viable still, but I don't know.
Yeah. Orisa? Yeah, viable. Maybe once in a while. We saw him in the final of the last electronic major series cup, summer cup in the final. He was being. I think
we got it like with everything we changed here. I guess we were pretty much thinking out from the previous metagame, but we have to keep in mind that there's gonna be some changes to how laning is gonna work. And I guess I'm not sure. I mean, Undying, he's a hero that he's an aggressive tri-lane hero, right? And who knows if that's gonna be stronger or weaker.
Yeah. We're just saying how much is it increased that with most of the heroes, is it going to increase the chance of seeing the light of the competitive play? For example, Vengeful Spirit strength increase. I do think that she's going to get more viable now. She's tankier. Her Nether Swap got buffed slightly on the first 2 levels. I mean, it's not huge, but then again, 600, 650, it makes a difference if you want to hit that swap, in my opinion. And I think Vengeful Spirit is still highly underrated and should be picked up more because she has nice armor, nice aura, etc., etc. Venomancer, don't think that matters a lot unless you play him as a carrier or whatever, because Poison Sting duration. I mean, what's that?
Yeah, do you actually scale that? I guess you do, right?
As a support, I don't. As a carry, maybe even not. I don't even know. I guess as a support, you maybe do it for 1 level just to get it slow with auto attacks or to harass on lane.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Gale still wins, and you need wards probably if you play a Venomancer because that's the reason you pick up Venomancer.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think Viper might start be starting picked up now as
Yes.
like that tanky pipe carrier
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah, I agree. Basically, corrosive skin affecting everything, no matter from what damage it comes, not just
that.
by
Yeah,
clicking.
it's gonna hurt the like huge AOE
Everything, yeah.
lineups a lot.
Yes, yes, I agree. And also maybe I think that the second thing here, Viper Strike no longer removed by Dark Pact, might be actually a nerf towards the Slark because he's been played in the middle a lot, and maybe that is a nice counter to Slark since that is gonna
Yeah,
stack
that's
through.
true. Viper might be started picked up as well because
Yeah,
he's never picked up mid just
yeah,
because
and
I'm
just
not sure.
yeah, and I think maybe situational last pick. As I said, we're going to talk about the captain's mode change in
Mm.
just a second, and that might be a huge deal to last pick him after Slark was last picked or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Auroth. Never mind. Witch
yeah,
Doctor.
yeah. Witch Doctor,
Okay. Not sure. No.
not sure.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe.
so, maybe. I
It's cool.
mean,
I mean, it's nice in Maledict. I mean, Maledict is just useless right now as yet against so close range.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now
yeah.
it's
You basically go in and then you just get right clicked by
and I
even
saw
easily
it picked up
picking.
with Magnus, and I love that combo. And
That's so hard
with
to
that,
him, but yeah, in theory, maybe it's going to work at some
mm,
point. We'll see.
okay. So
Ancient
I don't
Jungle
know.
of Endurance. God damn it. Why nerf? Why nerf? Well, yeah, I mean,
What?
50 gold.
It's needed. It's the most OP item in the game. Jesus.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I guess. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's okay. I suppose it's fine. I mean, nothing
And
to say
armor,
about it, really.
nice nerf.
Yeah,
Some minor nerfs here and there. It's
yeah,
Ice Frog Dota, I
yeah.
guess.
Ice Rector.
AC, AC,
Uh,
nice little buff
yeah,
there.
I
BKB,
mean,
nice nerf. Okay.
yeah, that's 4
What do you think about
seconds.
BKB?
4 seconds is sort of huge in my opinion, but then again, it has only 50 seconds CD, so basically, if you fight in the opponent's base and then you rebuy, you're gonna have Black King Bar again once they are in your base pushing.
mm,
Only 4 seconds though, but I don't know. I don't think it's. I think it's okay. I think it's a nice nerf in my opinion.
we
Just.
gotta remember also that like I mean BKB if you nerf it from if you go from 10 to 9 duration that's
Mhm,
like a 10% decrease. Now
mhm.
it's a 20% decrease, and I mean that's pretty huge actually like as far as
True,
scales.
actually. Yeah, that's
So
true. Scaling wise, yeah. If you look at it in that respect, yeah. I mean, I guess
and I
it's
like it. I mean BKB I think BKB is a bit of a
annoying
I
item.
mean yeah it takes out the strength of mid game strong heroes and
Yeah, and yeah, especially, and I also think it just took away too much of the versatility of Dota because 2 to 3 heroes always got BKB in every single team,
mm,
in games in general, and it's just something, in my opinion, if an item gets picked up 2 or 3 times, it needs a nerf. That's the same with Necromonicum. It got nerfed too, and got even forbid in tournaments because people were picking up with 3 or 4 or 5 Necromonicums way back in Dota 1. And that
yeah.
kind of stuff, in my opinion, shouldn't happen because it's way too well, lopsided, I suppose, but whatever. I mean, that's, I guess, an ethical thing. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade Mail
Blade Mail,
armor increased. What do you think?
slight gyro nerf I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Damage return cooldown increased. Sure, why not? I mean, works well
Mm,
against Gyro, especially with Black Cannon shit. Yeah,
not a huge
not huge, but
Bloodstone.
yeah.
Okay, Bloodstone. Nice, you can kill yourself.
That is, I mean, it's like, okay, so you get a support hero or you get some hero that is sort of as a utility support hero, and then you give him farm, like the farm of his life to get a Bloodstone, and you
Mm,
just let him kill himself so you can get heal on your team. What the fuck? I mean, sure, I guess I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is that about. I mean, that
mm.
means you have to destroy yourself towards the end of the battle. That gives you the possibility of playing perfect play and just surviving with 20 HP because you're like, oh, maybe I'm not gonna survive it. Right click, bam. And then again, people have to
Well,
be
you
near
could
you.
have survived though and got out. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
an interesting thing, but I don't know. Okay, but its initial charge is nerf buffed as
yeah.
well, so it's
Let's get to the
okay.
biggest fucking
Yeah.
nerf here in this patch. Bottle while empty. Couriers move 30% slower. That's huge in my opinion. 30% is a
Mm.
lot.
How
Now,
much does it make though? Like
yeah,
how?
that's the question. The question is, I mean, still both teams, right? Both sides. The crow is lower. Now, the problem with that is for the other teammates, obviously, that if you have a ball crow, you're not gonna get the
Oh,
crow at all, right?
nice. I didn't see the show thing on the courier, which says that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the nerf and speed burst doesn't only matters if you have a bottle. Okay, that's cool. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it works. It's
now I
definitely
see.
nerf, right? But the thing
Yeah.
is, now the question is, are we gonna go to Pinoy Dota where you get 2 crows upgraded in the first 4 minutes on each team? Because that happened in Pinoy Dota every single time I watched Dota 1. I mean, I saw 4 chickens flying around the map. Basically, more movement on the chicken stand. No, that's not true because they were nuking the fuck out of
Mm.
themselves. But yeah, I think it's a nice nerf. But then again,
Yeah.
if both teams do ball crow, I mean, who cares? They're both equally as low. Sure, in mid lane you're maybe sort of idle, and it's gonna buff heroes that don't need the ball crow for farming sakes and stuff. which is
But
nice.
I think it's enough. I think it's enough to make. I mean, imagine lineup. A matchup where you have something like, well, let's say Viper or Invoker against the Magnus. Before Magnus just trash him completely, and right now I think Invoker has a bit more of a possibility still
Yeah, I
in that.
agree. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I think it's cool.
Well,
It's
let's
cool.
just carry on. Dagon, who cares? Yeah, sure.
Like,
Yeah, well, fine.
sure,
Dust,
nice.
I think,
Okay,
is a huge deal.
okay, Dust. That's okay. That's very big.
Yeah, man. Stacks inventory and slows your invisibility heroes. Then
Yeah.
again, that is sort of a counterproductive buff on Dust of Appearance versus Brute Mother versus Bounty Hunter versus Klings we just talked about more or less. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
but then again, yeah, it's a
But
nice.
it's also huge enough to. I mean, mainly actually Shadowblade,
Yeah,
because it's
actually
been
that is
picked up.
true. Yeah. And
It's
Shadowblade
picked
got
up
nerfed.
by a lot of heroes, and
Yeah.
with Dust now, which slows.
And Shadowblade got nerfed too as well, so you know that's a huge buff, nerf on Shadowblade. I guess that is something people underrate because right now we do have the Shadowblade meta. You're right, everybody gets it. Prophet gets it. I mean, Doom even gets it. I mean, Jesus mother. So yeah, Ethereal Blade. Well, sure, 4 seconds.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
cool.
Yeah, cool. Yield Scepter of Divinity. I like it, but it's not too big. I mean, movement speed increase. I like it.
Okay, and here we start getting to where I think the hero that got the hugest buff in this. I mean, the only hero that got a actually huge buff. I think that's Puck. If we look at the items that got changed,
Yeah.
okay, so it's Bloodstone got buffed.
Mhm.
Bottle, I guess, got nerfed, but that's not a huge deal for Puck, right?
No.
Dragon got buffed. Yules got buffed. Force Stuff. Blink Dagger. Lincoln Sphere. Mechanism even. I mean, Null and especially Null Talisman. Like all these items got buffed, and that's like every single core item on Puck, right?
Yeah, that's actually true. It's a good point you're making, and especially with what you're saying, Ball Pro doesn't hit Puck as bad as other heroes. Yeah, that's true in my opinion. Sure, people do flash from with Illusory up, but then again, Puck has a really nice last hit animation. In my opinion, it's enough to stay on mid lane, and
especially with a cheaper Null Talisman as well.
Exactly, that's true. I mean, basically, you just get the Null Talisman, destroy your opponent in the lane, and then you carry on to rape. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things that got buffed here for Puck. I mean, that Blink Dagger 12 seconds. I mean,
and also here that like been winning mid lane like constantly, like
yeah.
And I played a lot of mid game the last couple of weeks, I suppose.
Yeah.
So,
Gem not destroyed. Sure, I like it.
and we should mention Force Staff a bit more. I mean that I don't know.
I think the 100 gold matters a lot. I mean, yeah, I do think that it's cheaper now, and people are gonna get it more easily. But
okay, 100 gold, not a huge deal. No.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's the thing. It's the right thing because Force Staff was a bit too overpriced in my opinion.
Yeah.
That felt like a huge nerf last version where it got reworked. But yeah, I mean Gem. They're just going to be hoarding it in base if they don't want you to carry it. It's going to be like 5 games on the floor by minute 40.
I guess that's like tough to in this heroes because that 850 gold is a pretty huge deal for sport heroes.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, Iceberg doing nerfs and buffs here and there. It's really small tweaks he's doing. We'll see how it's going to work out. Hedras, nice buff in my opinion.
Not big.
No.
Kellen's Blink Dagger, and
here's huge, as you just said. That's fucking huge for Puck. 12 seconds instead of 14 is a whole lot, in my opinion. Really.
Yeah.
Just gives you so much survivability, mobility, everything. Really nice pickup. Maybe going to be even more of a core item now on most of the heroes on the map. We'll see. I mean, we even see supports getting Colleen's Blink Dagger, for example, Nukes, for example, Lion, or whatever. Why not more? Lincoln Sphere, as I said, Morphling. Why not? Even maybe a Puck. Who knows?
Yeah, and Weaver.
Weaver for sure. Yeah, so really nice item. Lotus Edge, which is Shadowblade, obviously in Dota 2. Damage decrease from 30 to 22 hits hard, in my opinion. It's I don't know if it's worth it, the invisibility. I mean, maybe for Prophet who's split pushing. Then again, we do have as we just said, we do have the dust, which is gonna slow him a lot, and you might even catch him then in that case. And you don't have the Shadowblade movement speed, wind walk thing anymore, right? With that dust.
Yeah.
But the damage, I mean, you're not gonna get it on Alchemist necessarily anymore, in my opinion, because that was one thing that really scaled well. It was also the movement speed slash, for example, the attack speed. But then again, damage decreased. I mean, that's 8 damage. That I don't know if it's still cost efficient. That's a good question.
We'll I feel like Lothridge, it's an item you just like before it started getting picked up. You said like, okay, it's a noob item. You don't get it because people just counter it. But the thing is, it's just, I mean, with that movement speed as well. Even if they have some invisibility for you, you still just outrun them basically, and then you're invis again. And I think this is like this is taken the right way because it keeps that invisibility, but it nerfs its like stats. So I think it's a nice change.
It's a nice change. Yeah.
Let's see if it makes a difference. Like, but I agree that heroes like Alchemist maybe, but his Alchemist still benefits so much from it. That
Yeah, it's
maybe
true. I mean, attack and everything,
Yeah.
attack speed, late game, sure, it still scales well with his ultimate.
Yeah.
Medallion, nice. 200 more
Nice.
range. It's nice.
Let him.
Maybe even on a dazzle. Just go for it. Armor
Yeah.
strat. I don't know. Mechanism. Sure.
Yeah, Butler.
Yeah.
Not huge. Not
huge, but
change.
it's nice. Necromonicum. Heavy to hero. That means that the creep wave doesn't actually focus you down that fast. That's a nice thing in my opinion.
More push, sweet.
Yeah.
No talisman.
Huge, as you already said, 135
Yeah.
recipe. That's 10 less. So basically, gonna afford your starting items in a different way. You don't even necessarily need to tangle pool. We'll see.
Yeah, and it's gonna nerf. It's gonna buff every single intimate hero.
Yeah,
right.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Azara Ward. That's a interesting thing. Initial stock of 1. I don't know why he did that. I guess maybe to encourage rotation of heroes in early game gank.
Yeah.
First 6 minutes, maybe even make roaming more valid again. It's a nice change. We'll see how it's gonna work out, right? Quelling Blade, I think it's a really interesting thing because 350 cast range gives you so much juking power now.
Yeah, true.
Other than that, I don't know if it's a huge deal. I mean, sure, dealing 100 damage.
You can kill observers. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. As a melee hero for sure, that's true.
Yeah.
Radiance damage increased.
Yeah.
Maybe even well on Doom again.
Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre, true. Yeah, Spectre even more.
And Spectre's been picked up now. It's cool. And he actually buys like everybody says, okay, you should go for Diffu Blade. It's the only build.
Yasha, Manta, drums, and DMS. No, maybe let's go old school build again. Let's just get a Vanguard and a Radiance and fuck the people up. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
SNY. Cool.
Yeah. SNY, interesting. Sure. A little bit minor. Doesn't matter too much. I think it's still valid on some heroes. I like it.
Centiward nerf, nice.
I think that actually means 800 AoE is enough for that bottom rune spot to not deward all 3 runes with placing the sentry in the middle. I'm not sure. I need to try that out actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's enough because that might actually hit hard with that thing, and that means that ops.
Yeah, true.
We'll see.
Shadow Helmet, I've never seen it used actually.
2 pin per second. Huge.
Yeah.
Shiva's Guard. I don't know. It got nerfed AoE wise, but it got buffed as attack speed wise, and I think minus 40 reduction attack speed wise is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Especially against hard carries. I mean, sure.
But it's often here an item you never see really picked up. I mean, it's picked up late game on heroes like Darkseer or maybe Doombringer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I agree. It's not too big. It's fine. It's the same with Stygian Desolator. It's 6 to 7. It's mathematically it's a huge deal. 6 to 7. If you get some right clicks on it here, we focus on. I mean, it's nice. We'll see. It's a minor tweak once again.
Same for Veil. Minor tweak.
Minor tweak. 50 AOE. Not.
Okay, so now we get to the bans and picks.
Jesus fucking Christ! This is so huge. So before that, you had basically a system that was 2 bans. You get 3 picks, and then you get again 3 bans, and then you get the last picks, all of them, the last. And the thing what happens now is basically you have a more strategic sort of approach to captain's mode. It's even more strategic because you ban 2, you pick 2, and that means okay, you have 2 euros now. That's not a lot, and then you ban 2 again. You're like, where are we going now? Now we have to decide what are we going for. What do we need to ban? Then you pick 2 again, and you're like, okay, this is already going to show more or less my strategy. Well, let's just wait with the final last pick to completely show our strategy, and then you get another ban, and maybe opponents are going to force you out and ban exactly what you need for a last pick to complete the strategy in that regard. And then it gives the last pick and last ban a lot of significance. Yeah,
the last ban is going to be huge actually. I mean, because often it's like, okay, we're at the 4th pick, and we see that okay, they need a carry, and this carry suits into the lineup very well. And then it's basically okay, we need to pick him because. Well, something like maybe there's a Magnus in the pool and Alchemist is available, and it's like okay, we know it's gonna fit perfectly for them, so maybe now we have to pick it just in order to counter it. And now we have that ban instead, which works against it. So I like it.
Yeah. Well, what do you say to the XP rework? I do think that I do like that that 4 euro ganking, 5 euro ganking, you get a little bit more EXP out of it the first 6 levels. As far as when I'm right, I did some math stuff while working. Not quite sure if I worked it out correctly, but I do think the first 5 or 6 levels now the XP bonus is bigger, but then it scales less late game.
But why would you want to 5-man gank in first levels.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe forming. Maybe it's nice. Actually, yeah, that's true. That's the thing. Um, yeah, we'll see if it's gonna have any effect.
Yeah.
Maybe a 2-man gang squad with like a TP rotation into a certain lane to make a 4-man gang. I don't know if it's you can definitely maybe roam a bit more ish, but then again, not really. I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't
No.
know. I don't know. No. Okay, let's just say no. Never mind. Even though it's a buff on that, it's not buffy enough for.
Yeah. And deny XP, I mean, I guess deny XP buff. It's an improvement to offlane heroes in a way. But
Yeah.
and I guess it was a strange mechanic as well. People didn't really understand that, so
I agree.
makes sense. Makes sense.
Um,
And also gold for ending is free. I like this. Like making it bit. I mean, giving comebacks a bigger chance of happening.
yeah, because you get more gold out of it.
10-0 Queen of Pain. Got a huge gold bust, so nice.
Yeah, I agree. Nice. Buyback cooldown increased.
Of these, I think.
Yeah.
It's just gonna make the buyback Dota a bit weaker.
Yeah.
Because often it's right now like, okay, we get the Aegis, we die, okay, we farm buyback, wait 6 more minutes.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. I hope it's not gonna happen that way, and people are going to be playing more passive for 6 minutes. That would suck ass, basically. I hope it's gonna encourage more fights and just but we'll see. I mean, whatever. Yeah. So as Choiie is somewhere. Well, okay. Here's the thing. That is just minor things right here. The last real big thing in my opinion is that backdoor protection. You can't backdoor that easily anymore because incoming damage 25%. That means it regenerates and you get reduced damage incoming. So it's gonna be hard to actually backdoor 500 backdoor towers, whatever, or Rexes, which is I guess nice. Because you don't get backstab too much. What I also do think is that the tower's got a bit more armor, so pushing is not going to be so easy anymore. Maybe offlaners are going to get more time. For example, that bounty hunter. For example, whatever hero. I do think that it's a slight buff in that regards against pushing. 18 to 20 doesn't matter too much though. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And last change he did, hero getting last hit on tower gives bonus gold, but the team still gets the proper amount. I like that because before when you took a last hit, your teammates got less money out of it.
It was also a strange mechanic that really didn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. It's still a relic out of Dota 1 old school stuff, because in War 3 in the engine, it basically heroes, towers, everything was counted as sort of a unit, and unit that explode or get killed get AoE bounty and stuff, and that got sort of fixed with this now. A tower is a fucking tower, get the money out of it, and the carry still gets the proper amount for last hitting. Actually, I like it. So you're not forced to try to not get a last hit, because that's actually a lot of people didn't realize that in earlier times of Dota. But yeah. So other than that,
it's in a game as well. Like in a pub game, you're like, who's gonna get the last hit? It's a small price, but it's nice. Okay,
that's true. Yeah. So overall, I think we're through this. I mean, the backdoor protection I already went through. Just a second ago.
Random.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge in that way, in that regard, that you can't backstab that easily because it heals and gives damage reduction incoming, I suppose. But yeah.
And also that siege unit change is nice actually, because that's so annoying when you're like, okay, will I last it or not?
Yeah, and it's now 4 hits instead of 3, right? Every single time from towers. Yeah, and you can properly last it. That's true.
Okay, so we made it through.
So we made it through, and overall, as I'm getting some spam in Skype, overall, I do think that, as you said, it's tweaking, really nice tweaking overall, and we're gonna see less bottle crawling. We're gonna see maybe more different sort of games, not that typical. What the hell is Skype? I'm sorry. You can.
No problem. I guess the thing is that in some patches you can say like, okay, this is gonna happen to the metagame right now, and this is gonna change. Right now, I don't see anything like that. It's like you're just gonna have to try out every single hero and try out and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree, and that encourages change, not forced by a patch, but changes encourage changes by creativity, and I do like that, because that's what we were missing a little bit recently. But people are on their way to trying new things out. We do see some weird picks and bans coming out sometimes here and there nowadays. Meta is still evolving, as it always has, and it will even more so now. And I like this patch overall. I do think it's a big deal in that regard. And
nice.
So thank you for joining me today. So I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and guys, if you want to follow me, just check out, I guess, my YouTube channel, or actually head on to Machine TV, because that's where I'm casting and streaming nowadays. And if you want to follow Choiie, I think right now he's not streaming actively, right?
No, not really.
No. Okay,
You can
so
follow my Twitter if you want to.
yeah,
Just go
follow
to
his Twitter. You have Twitter? What? Okay, I don't
yeah, I
have
have
Twitter.
Twitter. Okay, of course I have Twitter.
Okay,
Jesus
well, do a shout out to your Twitter. What is your Twitter, Choiie?
T_SWN.
Okay, there you go. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is some analyzing brought to you by Dota and by Choiie. Yeah, stay tuned. See you. Bye.